Good afternoon, everyone. Any Laksh Goyal in the class? Who is Lakshya Goyal? So we were doing the geology of India. And we are studying the oldest, I'll quickly revise, Archean system. Archean rock system. It is further divided into Archean gneiss and schist, and secondly into Dharwar sediments. They are found in the peninsular India. Generally, they form the basement of the region, peninsula, or they may form the backbone of Himalayas, of high mountains such as Himalayas. Why backbone? Because these were the oldest rocks which were folded over the period of time. Therefore, they form the backbone of the Himalayas. Second importance of them is they are most important source of metallic minerals. Especially that of an iron, gold, etc. So economically, they are the most important rock systems in India. They belong to the pre-Cambrian era, and isme we can say even the Aravalis have this kind of an rock system. Then after that, after the Archean rocks, we have Purana rock system. And this Purana rock system is further divided into, this is the order, oldest, uske baad Dharwar, uske baad Kadappa system, which is found again in Rajasthan, in the Aravalis to some extent, but mostly found in the Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, to some extent the Tamil Nadu region, that is, can I say the Eastern Ghats. Meghalaya will also have the Archean rock system. What is in the economic importance is this Archean rock system is again a source of the metallic minerals as well as cement grade limestone. And to some extent some marble also. Cement grade limestone generally will come from marble. And then we have the Vindhyan system. The Vindhyas and Satpuras bane the. This were caused due to the faulting. As they were caused due to the faulting in the deposition of sediments in the synclinal basin, but it is not required, and this is important because it does not have metallic minerals. But it is famous for limestone, it is famous for marble, and it is famous for gemstones. It is so no gold, gemstones. Gold nahi milega in this. Then we are having the next rock system as the which Dravidian rock system. This coincides with to some extent with the Carboniferous period, but it is not important in India And world में, not in India, this is important for coal. But the best quality coal, that is the carboniferous coal. Then after that we have the Aryan rock system. Remember, Dravidian system is present only in the North India, and that too basically in the Himalayas. Tertiary coal wo sab in the, and then we have the Aryan rock system, and this Aryan rock system will be in the order, सबसे पहले in the lower part of the Carboniferous period, in the upper Carboniferous period, जब Carboniferous period was ending, so this was the Carboniferous period in the world. When it was ending, so this was entirely a Carboniferous period in the world. When it was at the end part of this Carboniferous period, there was a formation of Gondwana system in India. And this Gondwana system is present mostly in the Chota Nagpur plateau region. Chota Nagpur consists of both Archean and Gondwana system. And what is the most important part here? 90% of India's coal belongs to the Gondwana system. It has 90% of India's coal, this Gondwana rock system. So India's coal does not belong to the Carboniferous period, it belongs to the upper Carboniferous period, which is present in the Gondwana system. And the कौन सा states है? Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, Jharkhand, Orissa, West Bengal, Raniganj coal fields, etc. all belong to the Gondwana rock. So what are the important coal fields in India? Bokaro, Girit, Kamti, Raniganj, where is Raniganj? West Bengal. We'll come to this again later on. So don't worry about the coal fields in India. So this all coal fields in India which are extremely rich in coal belongs to the Gondwana system. So Gondwana rocks, yaad rakhna, are very, very important for coal. Why the name Gondwana system? Because of the tribes known as Gonds. Second, after the formation of Gondwana system, there was Deccan traps. And this Deccan traps formed in an era which is known as, if this is upper Carboniferous. Understanding why upper Carboniferous? World में this was the Carboniferous period. Lower Carboniferous and upper Carboniferous. ऐसे Carboniferous period started somewhere here and it came to end here. And therefore, we have in the upper Carboniferous period Gondwana system. So, Deccan traps in which period? In the Cretaceous period. And it resulted into the formation of basalt, which resulted over the period of time in the formation of regur or black soil. Black soil. Why the color black? Why the color black in the soil? Black color is given by two things. एक तो due to iron or either due to organic compounds, humus. So यहाँ पे क्या होगा? Humus होगा? No. Humus will be there when there is life. Volcanic eruption में will the life survive? No. So these are the regions which are again black in color due to iron. This soil is red in color again due to iron. The only thing is different form of iron. एक में titaniferous magnetite है, एक में ferric oxides है. So wherever there are oxides, there will be red color. जहाँ पे there is magnetite, there will be black color. So can I say, कल अगर question आता है that the basalt or the black soil region is rich in iron or the black soil is rich in iron? To some extent, yes, but it is not explored. What is the important occupation in this region? The important occupation in this region is cash crops. Any of the cash crop, but it is dominated in India by cotton. Today it was dominated by sugarcane also. Then came the tertiary period. And in this tertiary period, there was a series of upfolding which resulted into the formation of Himalayas. Therefore, we call them as a young fold mountain. In the tertiary period. And this Himalayas are today again metamorphic rocks. But these are of recent origin. So you will find them only gneiss and schist is made up of Himalayas. But the only difference is this is Archean gneiss and schist and this is gneiss and schist. So young fold mountains. Now after the end of Himalayas, after the formation, Himalayas are still rising. There were three different areas when the Himalayas were formed. Eocene, Miocene, Pliocene. वो हम Himalayas में करेंगे. Three different ranges of the Himalayas resulted into three collisions, resulted into three parallel ranges of the Himalayas. So Eocene period was the period of older Himalayas, that is the Great Himalayas. उसके बाद Miocene was the period of Middle Himalayas, and then Pliocene, we'll write that in the Himalayas, was the period of the Shivaliks, and Himalayas are still rising. And then afterwards there was one of the ice age which was known as an Pleistocene ice age. After the formation of Himalayas, there were numerous glaciers which started coming down from the Himalayas. As they started coming down, they started eroding the rocks. After the end of Pleistocene ice age, these glaciers got converted into rivers, and geobe deposits said this rivers brought down because the glaciers had already broken the mountains, and this deposits resulted into formation of alluvial plains in India. What we will call this as a Great Plains. So Great Plains of India, that is north में alluvial soil of peninsular plateau which is present in the eastern coast and the western coast, and the alluvial soil of Narmada and Tapi. All the three, जहाँ जहाँ alluvial soil है India में, it belongs to a period which is known as an Pleistocene period. That is after the end of an ice age, and this are sedimentary rocks, which is made up of soft alluvial soil, and therefore it is important for agriculture. It does not have any metallic minerals, and therefore no industries can naturally set up. So it is the youngest because it lacks any kind of an metallic minerals in this region. Alluvial soil that is made due to the riverine deposits. Period, Pleistocene ice age. Quaternary period, Pleistocene ice age, EPO, yes. Pleistocene ice age in the tertiary period. Yes, you are right. So this all well resulted into Pleistocene when there was, you should remember why the Pleistocene is famous, because it is famous for ice age. Can you realize इसमें one thing is missing, that is Western Ghats? No, Deccan Traps are different from Western Ghats because Western Ghats were kept on forming. उनका formation started in the Cenozoic era. So उसकी ज़रूरत नहीं है for our GS अभी. But Deccan Traps ऐसे form होते, the Western Ghats started forming, and this is how the rock system in India is. Any doubts? I guess we stopped here. Fine. Dravidian rock system. So you can take Aryan rock system. एक चीज याद रखना, that is the Dravidian rock system is not present in the peninsular India. Aryan rock system. Aryan rock system. The Aryan rock system. क्या क्या हाँ पूरा हिमालयाज अपलिफ्ट हो रहा है. सिर्फ नीस एंड शिस्ट क्यों होगा, सेडिमेंट्री रॉक क्यों नहीं होगा? पूरा जब हिमालय अपलिफ्ट होगा तो सारा का सारा होगा। ट्रिगर पॉइंट क्या है हिमालयाज के राइज का? प्लेट टेक्टोनिक्स। सो प्लेट टेक्टोनिक्स विल डिस्टिंग्विश बिटवीन ये नीस एंड सिस्टम है, इसको ही उठाऊंगा, आई विल नॉट टेक अप सेडिमेंट्री रॉक्स, ऐसा तो नहीं है। तो एंटायर हिमालयाज आर राइजिंग। फाइन विद दिस आर्यन रॉक सिस्टम। Remember the time period from the upper Carboniferous period to recent. From the upper Carboniferous period to recent. Upper Carboniferous to recent. Consist of Gondwana system. Consist of Gondwana system, which is famous for coal. Which is famous for coal. Formed due to deposition of, formed due to submergence of, not deposition, submergence of terrestrial plants and animals below fresh water. Gondwana coal is much younger. Than Carboniferous coal. The Carboniferous coal. And hence it has sulfur impurities. Gondwana coal is much younger than Carboniferous coal, and hence it has sulfur impurities. Understand the younger. एक पॉइंट प्रीलिम्स के लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है, इसके सब नोट्स बनाने की जरूरत नहीं इंडियन ज्योग्राफी के. इट इज मोर लाइक अ नोट्स फॉर्मेट. यू हैव टू डू द एंटायर पार्ट ऑफ इंडियन ज्योग्राफी फ्रॉम द notes form itself. Therefore, thermal power plants in India are associated with acid rain. Give sulfur dioxide will give what? Acid rain and high sulfur pollution. I guess I have already told you that is why we import anthracite and we export bituminous. Bituminous coal, is it a coking variety of coal? No. Is it good for thermal power plants? Yes, it is good for thermal power. It is not good for stainless steel. Fine with this? Next part, Deccan trap. Fissure eruption during the Cretaceous period. Due to reunion hotspot. So what is hotspot? Weaker parts of the earth's crust, जहां से there is a continuous magma or lava coming up over the reunion hotspot. आज कहाँ है reunion islands? Where is reunion islands? In Indian Ocean? Yes. Southern Indian Ocean, Northern Indian Ocean? Southern Indian Ocean. We are marked also near Madagascar. Near Mauritius and Madagascar we have the reunion islands. Belong to which country? France. याद है? So you should remember this of the some of the points over the reunion hotspot. Covering area of 10 lakh square kilometers. Covering an area of 10 lakh square kilometers. Full stop. Over the period of time, it has been reduced to half of its size. And now covers which states? Maharashtra, Gujarat, राजस्थान में है, MP है क्या नहीं? Yes, कर्नाटक, Northern Karnataka. Then is it Tamil Nadu? Yes. तमिलनाडु, यस. देखो बहुत आसान है याद रखना, जहां जहां मराठा किंगडम एक्सपांडेड, डिड इट वेंट इन तमिलनाडु? Yes, that is all the black soil wala region. Okay, even the, so which part was under the Maratha kingdom in Tamil Nadu? Nellore, Thanjavur, that is all the black soil wala region. Getting it? The second thing what you should remember is, we'll come to the black soil again, kaun se states mein hai, when we'll do the states. Today we are starting with Arunachal Pradesh. We'll do the Arunachal Pradesh in detail. So when we'll come to that, you should know Malwa Plateau. हमने पहले लिखा है भी है ये, मेरी बैग ले आना. Now Malwa Plateau, we have written this earlier in Madhya Pradesh. Northern Karnataka, Hampi temples. You must have done in art and culture Hampi temples. Hampi temples, Hampi architecture. So Hampi is not medieval India. So Hampi is all again Hampi is what? Black rock. Hampi temples. कभी देखा है किसी ने Hampi temples? Is it a UNESCO World Heritage Site? Yes. So is it made up of black rocks? Yes. Ajanta, black rocks. So all this is the Deccan Lava Plateau region. What we call them today as Deccan Traps. Fine with? So abhi ke liye सिर्फ याद रखना कि it has reduced to half of its extent. Why you should remember this? कि कल अगर question आता है that the black soil once covered around the states of Haryana, Rajasthan, the answer is yes. It covered the states of Haryana, Rajasthan, etc. Fine. Up for prelims you remember one fact there. Prelims के लिए you remember one fact, that is the bracket में Rajmahal Hills. Rajmahal Hills. Rajmahal Hills. Where is Rajmahal Hills? Rajmahal Hills, Jharkhand, Bihar, are volcanic in origin. Made up of basalt. But do not belong to Cretaceous period. Do not belong to the Cretaceous period. They are older than Deccan Traps. They do not belong to the Cretaceous period. They are older than the Deccan Traps. Direct question आएगा, are the Rajmahal Hills volcanic in origin? Yes. Are this, so the indirect question आएगा, during the formation of Rajmahal Hills or during the Deccan Traps, during the Cretaceous period, volcanic eruption gave rise to Rajmahal Hills also. Wrong statement, because they are much older. कितना old कोई जरूरत नहीं, optional नहीं है तो. Understanding? But they are much older. They belong to the Precambrian volcanic eruption, much ago before the Jurassic volcanic eruption. We call in geography optional a Chota Nagpur plateau as palimpsest topography. Palimpsest topography means one which has been written all over again. That is, we call them as one of the most complex topographies of the world. Precambrian में भी कुछ हुआ, Pleistocene में भी कुछ हुआ, the tertiary period में भी कुछ ना कुछ होते गया, and as a result of this valley in valley topography है, but that is not important. आपको सिर्फ इतना याद रखना है कि Rajmahal Hills are of volcanic origin. So Rajmahal Hills में जाओगे तो color होगा black, but that black color has nothing to do with the Deccan Traps. Fine. And you should know an idea where the Rajmahal Hills are. That we will know because we will do the Malda Fault, or what is also known as Rajmahal Garo Gap, that separates the mainland India from the Meghalaya, the peninsular plateau from the Meghalaya plateau. Fine. Next point. The weathering and erosion of basalt. Has given rise to black soil. Which is important to important for cash crops, which is important for cash crops, which is important for cash crops, cash crops, due to, why cash crops are grown in the black soil region? Because it is loamy मतलब कीचड़ जैसा है, it is clay in nature. सिर्फ कीवर्ड्स याद रखना, प्रीलिम्स के लिए सिर्फ कीवर्ड्स याद रखना, मेंस में दे आर नॉट गोइंग टू आस्क यू अ डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी ऑफ इंडिया कि राइट द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ ब्लैक सॉइल. अंडरस्टैंडिंग दिस? अगर आता भी है तो 10 वर्ड्स 20 वर्ड्स टू 15 मार्क्स या 10 मार्क्स के लिए दिस इज मोर सफिशिएंट, बट प्रीलिम्स के लिए दे चेक योर वेरी मच बेसिक्स. सो ब्लैक सॉइल हैज अ प्रॉपर्टी, कीचड़ जैसा है. द ब्लैक सॉइल, बिकॉज कीचड़ जैसा है, द ब्लैक सॉइल हैज अ प्रॉपर्टी टू रिटेन द मॉइस्चर. So even if there is a less rainfall, it will soak up all the moisture. And when, because of कीचड़ जैसा है, when it becomes dry, it opens up to form big cracks. So, and whenever there is a rainfall, वो फिर से सिकुड़ जाता है, it comes back and it closes the cracks. So during the summer season, cracks open up. During the winter season, cracks close down. And as a result of this, during the rainy season, during the summer season, the cracks will open up. During the rainy season, the cracks will close down. So during the rainy season, they will conserve the moisture. But during the summer season, dry summer season, when the cracks open up, they open very deep, and therefore air can pass. Because air can pass, there is a natural aeration. Natural aeration means the oxygen is given to the deep soil, and therefore the fertility of the soil increases. Up, see how they will frame the question. They will frame the question, the black soil is very, very fertile because option 1, it has the ability to retain moisture and self-flowing ability, जो books में दिया है. Second statement they will give you, it has rich content of humus. Which of the following statement is true or false? So, or true. So both of them are true, one only, two only. Go back to basics. Black soil is made from volcanic eruptions, and volcanic soils cannot have humus. Understanding this? Otherwise, NCERTs will not help you. They will just give you कि उसमें there is a self-flowing ability, but you should know what do you mean by the self-flowing ability. उससे क्या होता है? It retains the moisture, and secondly, it opens up during the dry season. So, cash crops because it can retain the moisture. It can retain the moisture. It can retain the moisture. Due to its clay nature, clay जैसा कीचड़, full stop. This allows water intensive crops like sugarcane and cotton. This allows the water intensive crops like sugarcane and cotton to be grown even in the area of dry zone agriculture. Have you heard this word before, dry zone agriculture? There are two kinds of agriculture in India, rain-fed and dry zone agriculture. Rain-fed agriculture, जिसको irrigation की ज़रूरत नहीं है. So, there is no need of irrigation. वैसे in Bihar, UP, there is enough rainfall, the ground is having high amount of water, and therefore the crops can be grown there. Northeast India, there is no need of irrigation. There is so heavy rainfall. Western and eastern coast of India, there is no need of irrigation. So the dry zone, then there are some kind of an irrigated farming. Irrigated farming, Punjab, Rajasthan. But there are some of the regions जहाँ पे rainfall is very less than 50 centimeters in a year. They are semi-arid. Plus, therefore you cannot depend upon the rain, monsoon. Plus there is lack of irrigation in this region. And because of the lack of irrigation in this region, We call this region as a dry zone farming. So this is the mains ka typical question. What do you mean by dry zone agriculture? Not for prelims. Because if you want to double the farmer's income, you have to double the income in dry zone agriculture. Otherwise, Indian agriculture will always be in crisis. Dry zone agriculture, cotton is the traditional crop, sugarcane is the traditional crop. It was grown, then came BT cotton, which is genetically modified cotton. Genetically modified, there was a gene of bacteria which was inserted, which used to give poisons to the bollworm disease. Ab it is an pest. So it used to release the toxins. That is, bacterium is Bacillus thuringiensis. So over the period of time, कोई भी genetically modified crop, इतना चीज याद रखना, कोई भी high yielding variety of seed, they required assured water supply. So BT cotton was adopted in India, the first BT crop that was adopted in India. Then over the period of time, it was grown in many parts of the India, but in the Vidarbha region, in the Telangana region, which is a dry zone agriculture wala region, where there was no irrigation, farmers committed suicides because there was loss. Because you are buying now the BT seeds not from the government but from the companies. But the same thing did not happen in Gujarat. So Gujarat became, हमारे NCERT में दिया है, Maharashtra is the topmost producer of cotton. No, today Gujarat is the topmost producer of cotton because of irrigation facilities available. Understanding? Now try to link this whenever you write the answer in the mains with Sardar Sarovar project. Why irrigation is available with the Sardar Sarovar project? You can use this in governance issue. That is, if the public delivery system is good, then there will be no farmer distress. But if the public delivery system is not good, there may be a farmer distress. Fine with this? So सिर्फ इतना याद रखना, that is, कोई भी high yielding variety of seeds require assured irrigation. So in the dry zone agriculture, next point. In the dry zone agriculture, next point, this soils open up. This soils open up during the summer season. During the summer season, open up during the summer season, forming deep cracks, which allows the air to go inside, and hence they are known as self-ploughing ability. They have self-ploughing ability. Bracket में black soils lack what? Humus. Black soils lack humus or organic matter. Black soils lack humus and organic matter. Next, tertiary system. Tertiary system resulted into the formation of Himalayas. How many times there were 3 collisions resulting into 3 parallel ranges of Himalayas? Even today the collision is going on. So there will be the 4th parallel range of Himalayas, and therefore agar kal question aata hai, that is the presence of 3 parallel ranges so in the Himalayas, is it an evidence that Himalayas are young fold mountains? Yes, it is an evidence. Thoda दूर सोचना पड़ेगा. That is, you may ask yourself कि how 3 ranges क्या जरूरत है वो evidence. It is an evidence. They are young fold mountains because you will have to link the 4th parallel range will be formed. What does it mean? Young fold mountains means still the plate movement is going on. Getting it? And this 3 collision occurred in Eocene period. This resulted into the formation of Great Himalayas. In Miocene period, which resulted into the formation of middle Himalayas or lesser Himalayas, lesser because they are lesser in height as compared to the great Himalayas. And then there was Pliocene period, which resulted into the formation of Shivaliks or outer Himalayas. और हमने इसके ऊपर मेंस का आंसर भी लिखा है, examine the formation of Himalayas while doing the plate tectonics. This is the only prelims ka fact, and this too is very very difficult fact to remember. Even I don't think they will ask you in GS, but still I have given you. कैसे याद रखोगे एग्जाम में? एग्जाम में it is very very easy. M Miocene middle है, फाइन. सो बचता क्या है? इयोसिन एंड प्लियोसिन. प्लियोसिन के बाद में आता है प्लिस्टोसिन. प्लिस्टोसिन रिसेंट था. प्लिस्टोसिन में द ग्रेट प्लेन्स ऑफ इंडिया वेर फॉर्म्ड. सो प्लिस्टोसिन में, प्लिस्टोसिन से पहले प्लियोसिन. प्लियोसिन में क्या मिला? शिवालिक्स. और यू कैन जस्ट रिमेंबर SP. You can remember SP. Don't worry about the spellings, don't worry about this thing, because these are only prelims ka topic. So SP, Shivaliks, Pliocene. MM, Middle Himalayas, Miocene. बचता कौन सा है? Eocene. Okay, questions will not be very direct. Questions will be the Himalayas were formed in the Pleistocene period. Himalayas were formed in the Quaternary period. Wrong. Tertiary, and ये तीन specific period है. 65 million years ago, this one 120 million years ago. So that period between 100 to 65 million years ago was the period of formation of Himalayas. Fine with this, and then we came to the Great Plains. So we have already done this. Quaternary period mein there was a formation of plains. अब प्लेन्स व्हेन विल डू, दो है प्लिस्टोसिन में, अपर प्लिस्टोसिन, लोअर प्लिस्टोसिन. पहले प्लिस्टोसिन एंड बाद में का प्लिस्टोसिन. सो दैट इज व्हाट इज भाबर एंड खादर, बांगर एंड खादर. फाइन विद दिस. So now this is for prelims. This, if even if it comes for mains, this is more than enough, because we have written it in detail. You just remember it in the tabular format. And now we come to the क्या? ईट किसी भी सॉइल की बन सकती है. ईट बनाने के लिए क्या लगता है? भट्टी. So what do you mean by physiography? Physiography, and what is the difference between geology and physiography? Sometimes they even ask you this basic question. So physiography is relief, height, and geology is the structure of the nature of the rocks. So we can say India physiographically has numerous divisions, and these are the physiographical divisions of India. Draw this diagram. So this first physiographical division of India is Himalayas. The second physiographical division of India is the peninsular plateau of India. Remember, not Deccan Plateau, what? Peninsular Plateau. And Peninsular Plateau के ऊपर there are mountains, there are hills, there are numerous other. So the Aravalis है, विंध्यास कैमूर है, सतपुराज है, वेस्टर्न घाट्स है, ईस्टर्न घाट्स है, Garo, Khasi, Jaintia, Karbi along hai. So these are the hills, and there are numerous other plateaus also. The third physiographic division of India is the Great Plains. The fourth physiographic division of India is East and West Coastal Plains. And the fifth physiographic division of India is the islands of India. The islands of India, which are divided into two types. एक तो tectonic islands, that is Andaman and Nicobar, and दूसरा is Lakshadweep, that is coral islands. Fine. So this is the physiographic division of India. Peninsular Plateau, the oldest landmass in the world. The Great Plains, youngest landmass in the world. The Tertiary Fold Mountains, that is the youngest fold mountains in the world. Coastal plains that are formed due to deposition of the rivers which originate from the Himalayas. Great plains that are formed due to the deposition of the rivers that originate from the Himalayas. Coastal plains from the peninsula. And then we have the islands. Yes, what was the doubt? Desert is a part of Great Plains. That is not physiography, that is climatic division. What is desert? Rajasthan ka desert kya hai? Nothing but Great Plains. The only thing is after the change in the climate ka cycle, that area became a desert. But Harappa Mohenjo-daro ke samay, that area used to get very, very heavy rainfall. So Rajasthan is a part of Great Plains. Deserts. That is why our line goes there. How is this desert formed? Desert is formed due to the deposition of Indus and uska tributaries, including the once present Saraswati river. Fine. What is Assam? Assam is Great Plains. What is Meghalaya? And some part of Upper Assam, that is an peninsular plateau. What are this Arunachal, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram? This is Himalayas. Fine. Extension of Himalayas. So this is the, now you can see in the diagram itself, before we go further, which coastal plains are wider, eastern or western? Eastern coastal plains. So which coastal plains will be important for agriculture? Eastern coastal plains. Fine. What will be the most important crop there? Wheat or rice? Rice will be the most important crop. So was it chosen for the first green revolution? Yes. It was chosen for the first green revolution, that is wheat revolution in north and the rice revolution in south. Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu experienced the first green revolution there, but सबसे ज़्यादा उसका फायदा हुआ पंजाब को. So therefore we think that Punjab was the only place of first green revolution. Remember this factual data that the first green revolution in North India, that is the wheat revolution, and in the Coromandel coast and the Andhra coast in the rice revolution. Why it skipped Orissa? सिर्फ इतना ही क्यों यहाँ पे क्यों नहीं? Because for the green revolution you required rich farmers. क्यों rich क्यों? क्योंकि rich people were ready to experiment. Rich people were ready to experiment. They were ready to buy machines, and therefore it skipped Orissa, etc. Getting it? It skipped UP. We'll start with the first physiographic division, that is the Himalayas. But before I go to the Himalayas, एक तो अपना static portion Himalayas, but उससे पहले current. Secure Himalayas. So क्या है Secure Himalayas? So you can take down Secure Himalayas. Secure Himalayas is an initiative launched by Government of India. कौन सा मिनिस्ट्री? मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ हिमालयाज, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ अर्थ साइंसेस, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एनवायरमेंट फॉरेस्ट एंड क्लाइमेट चेंज, ब्रैकेट में मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एनवायरमेंट फॉरेस्ट एंड क्लाइमेट चेंज, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एनवायरमेंट फॉरेस्ट एंड क्लाइमेट चेंज, एंड यूनाइटेड नेशंस डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया एंड UNDP, यूनाइटेड नेशंस डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम and UNDP for the sustainable development of Himalayas, obviously ये common है, sustainable development के लिए करेंगे, full stop. This is very important point which has been missed by many of whatever आप जिसको follow करते हो. So it is funded by GEF, Global Environment Facility. It is funded by Global Environment Facility. In the bracket World Bank. I'll tell you why in the bracket World Bank. वो ये फंड नहीं है, वो दूसरा फंड है. बहुत सारे फंड्स है. This is another fund, this is India specific. जो इशू चल रहा है that is Green Climate Fund, वो भी Global Environment Facility. अब इतनी चीज याद रखना, एनवायरमेंट इकोलॉजी में कोई भी फंड आता है, एनीथिंग दैट इज XYZ फंड इज देयर. कल एक नया फंड आता है, कार्बन टैक्स है, इज अंडर विच बैंक, इज अंडर विच बॉडी. ऑप्शन में वर्ल्ड बैंक है तो वर्ल्ड बैंक हमेशा मार्क करना है. The reason is all the funds regarding biodiversity, desertification, climate change are under Global Environment Facility. What is this Global Environment Facility? It is the financing mechanism to fight climate change, biodiversity. Understanding? Financing mechanism for UNFCCC. It is an independent autonomous body, but it has a permanent trustee. इस body का is World Bank. So Global Environment Facility, ये है official language. It is an independent autonomous body which now is under the purview of World Bank. World Bank acts as a temporary trustee. Prelims के लिए हमें क्या याद रखना है? World Bank के पास पैसा है Global Environment Facility का, so कोई भी project fund करेगा World Bank. So CBD, who funds? World Bank. And or the option is Global Environment Facility, then the right answer is Global Environment Facility. United Nations Fund to combat desertification, कौन fund करता है? Global Environment Facility और World Bank. Carbon tax, the government is planning to launch a new carbon tax XYZ. It will be under which bank? Asian Development Banks, UNFCCC, IPCC, UNDP, World Bank. Answer is World Bank. Don't go here there. सीधा मार्क करो World Bank. This is how you should know how to solve the questions, because कोई और किसी के पास फंड ही नहीं है. Who will have such? ये फंड 2 रुपए 3 रुपया नहीं है. This is billions of dollars. And who will have this billions of dollars? Obviously the World Bank. Fine. दोनों अगर आ रहे हैं और ऑप्शन एक ही है तो GF Global Environment Facility. पर ऐसे UPSC पूछेगी नहीं. Fine. So because Global Environment Facility is under the World Bank. Getting it? So this is funded by World Bank or the Global Environment Facility. And see, it is very, very logical. World Bank is only going to fund, not IMF. दो ही तो financial institutions है, IMF and World Bank. So IMF will enter when there is a balance of payment crisis. It is not for poverty alleviation. It is not for development. It is not for sustainable development. So the answer हमेशा World Bank होगा. Now key objectives. First, sustain critical ecosystem services, sustain critical ecosystem services, ecosystem services, and to conserve vulnerable and to key ecosystem services and to conserve vulnerable snow leopard. Underline the word snow leopard, क्योंकि इसमें focus animal is not tiger, not lion, it is the snow leopard. Second, conserve snow leopard. Second, strengthen the community livelihoods, strengthen the community livelihoods and community institutions, sorry, community livelihoods and the community institutions. Third, enhance enforcement. Fourth, improve information, improve knowledge, improve knowledge and information for providing landscape based conservation approach. Landscape based conservation approach. क्लास में ही याद कर लेना. What is secure initiative? Secure initiative is of UNDP and Government of India for Himalayan ecosystem. Fine. फंड कौन करता है? ग्लोबल एनवायरनमेंट फैसिलिटी. क्या करता है वो? दो चीजें करता है. एक तो इकोनॉमिक डेवलपमेंट करता है लोगों की, पॉइंट नंबर 2, एंड स्पीसीज भी कंजर्व करता है. बट कौन सा स्पीसीज? स्नो लेपर्ड. बाकी सब वही है, इंफॉर्मेशन दो, एडवोकेसी करो, ये सब करो. अंडरस्टैंडिंग? सो बाकी पर कैसे कंजर्व करता है? पूरा हिमालयास को कंजर्व करता है? नो, स्टेट्स में डिवाइड करेगा, एंड दैट इज लैंडस्केप अप्रोच. फाइन. ग्रेटर हिमालयास को कैसे? सो द की वर्ड्स इन दिस इज यूएनडीपी अलॉन्ग विद द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया, नॉट यूएनईपी, यूएनडीपी, नॉट यूनेस्को, UNDP. Again I am repeating. Second, focus is on snow leopard and strengthening the community. What is the secure ka full form? You can take down. Securing livelihoods, comma, conservation, comma, securing livelihoods, comma, conservation, C, conservation, comma, sustainable use and restoration of high range Himalayan ecosystem. Sustainable use and restoration of high range Himalayan ecosystem. Fine. So this is C. Again, always go by the word. Securing क्या है? Livelihoods. उसके बाद conservation of and sustainable use. So it focuses on livelihoods, it focuses on conservation, it focuses on sustainable use of the land also. Sustainable use of the land होगा तो ही livelihoods will be there. So it is both animal oriented and people oriented approach. Fine. Environment ecology is the easiest subject to study if you know how to focus on the points. Otherwise, if you rely on the books, whether it is Rajgopalan or Shankar IS, कुछ नहीं समझ में आएगा. It looks very, very factual. Getting it? You must be doing Rajgopalan for test, Shankar IS for test. कोई भी एक बुक कर रहे हो, तो उसमें से कुछ रिटेंशन होता है. Because रिटेंशन होता है फूड चेन, फूड वेब, फूड पिरामिड में से, जिसमें से क्वेश्चन नहीं आते. Getting it? So that is why we are going to do the environment and ecology at the end, before we finish the batches. क्योंकि I have to cover the maximum number of current based. Environment ecology में से 16 क्वेश्चन आएंगे and उसमें से 12 से 13 करंट बेस्ड आएंगे. एक या दो ही ये आएंगे. एंड करंट बेस्ड ये नहीं आएंगे प्रोजेक्ट टाइगर, प्रोजेक्ट एलिफेंट एक्सेट्रा. करंट बेस्ड वो ढूंढने पड़ते हैं. गेटिंग इट? So therefore, don't worry about the environment ecology. Most of the current based question will be directly from the notes. Second, snow leopard generally greater Himalayas में ही. Second scheme, Himalayan State Regional Council. Himalayan State Regional Council. नहीं, ये दूसरी स्कीम है. एक सिक्योर हिमालयास, दूसरा है हिमालयन स्टेट रीजनल काउंसिल. हिमालयन स्टेट रीजनल काउंसिल पढ़ा है ये पहले. सो हिमालयन स्टेट रीजनल काउंसिल, व्हाट आर द स्टेट रीजनल काउंसिल्स? चेयर्ड बाय Chief Minister of the states on the rotation basis. Second, formed by the executive order. Fine. Polity में state regional councils. There is a zonal council, there is a regional council, and there is a northeast का council. Fine. So there, कोई भी regional council is chaired by the states. This will be coming in the exam, and you will mark both true, and the answer is none of the above, because you can take down formed by Niti Aayog. It is formed by Niti Aayog. It is formed by Niti Aayog. It is formed by Niti Aayog, not the government of India. Formed by Niti Aayog to ensure sustainable development of Indian Himalayan region. To ensure sustainable development of Indian Himalayan region. To ensure sustainable development of Indian Himalayan region. Chairman. कौन है chairman? Chief Minister of each state of the Himalayas on alternate basis? No, V.K. Saraswat. एक ही आदमी है chairman. Chairman is V.K. Saraswat, member of Niti Aayog. V.K. Saraswat. You know who is V.K. Saraswat? An eminent scientist. V.K. Saraswat. Council consists of chairman, comma, chief secretaries, not secretaries, chief secretaries of Himalayan states, and secretaries of important central ministries. Secretaries of important central ministries. Important central ministries. क्या याद रखना है? There is no political person in this. CMs नहीं है इसमें, governors नहीं है. It consists of 5 working groups. Focus area क्या है? 5 working groups में divide किया है, and 1 focus area is shifting cultivation. Do Himalayas suffer from shifting cultivation? Yes. So one focus group is on the shifting cultivation. So it is going to focus on shifting cultivation. Second, do Himalayas are they suffering from extreme tourism? Yes. So the second is on sustainable tourism. Third, water. So inventory. मतलब list of springs in the Himalayas. We are going to focus on the springs in the Himalayas, inventory of the springs in the Himalayas. Then strengthening skills of the people and entrepreneurship in the Himalayan region. मतलब जॉब्स देने के ऊपर फोकस है without destruction of ecology. And last is working group is on collection of data for informed decision making. Informed decision making. इन्फॉर्म डिसीजन मेकिंग। अब देखो, इसको प्रीलिम्स के लिए एक ट्रिक होती है याद रखने की, यू डू नॉट हैव टू स्टडी द लैंग्वेज एज इट इज। आपको सिर्फ याद रखना है, एक शिफ्टिंग कल्टीवेशन के ऊपर है, एक टूरिज्म के ऊपर है, तीसरा पानी के ऊपर है, स्प्रिंग्स, चौथा वहां पे टूरिज्म के लिए लोगों के पास स्किल्स होनी चाहिए, तो स्किल डेवलपमेंट के ऊपर है, और एक डेटा कलेक्ट करेगा ताकि इन्फॉर्म डिसीजन ले पाए। क्या नहीं है? एनिमल कंजर्वेशन नहीं है, फॉरेस्ट कंजर्वेशन नहीं है, गेटिंग इट? डायरेक्टली मेंशन नहीं है। सो दिस आर द 5 वर्किंग ग्रुप्स। नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, it is going to cover, don't write anything, it is going to cover all the states of the Himalayas. So कितने states में है हिमालयस? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 कितने states में? This has been your past year question also, that Himalayas pass through the 5 states of India only. No. So take down, cover 12 states of the Himalayas, cover 12 Himalayan states, cover 12 Himalayan states, 12 Himalayan states. So 12 Himalayan states, and you see the MCQ. Jammu Kashmir, yes. Himalayas hai. Uttarakhand, Himachal, yes. Sikkim, yes. West Bengal, does West Bengal have Himalayas? Yes. Darjeeling, Darjeeling is what? Himalayas. Where is Darjeeling? West Bengal. Arunachal, Nagaland, Mizoram, Meghalaya, no. Mizoram, yes. Manipur, yes. Manipur Hills, Manipur Hills. Then Tripura, Tripura, और थोड़ा बहुत Assam. Assam is also having Himalayas. Understanding this? Assam is having Himalayas and Tripura is having Himalayas. Tripura का Lushai Hills का extension goes into Tripura. Getting this? So इससे 2 questions आपके, state in India, northeast which does not have Himalayas, Meghalaya. A state of the which has Himalayas as well as Great Plains, West Bengal, because West Bengal हमारे दिमाग से निकल जाता है. Getting it? Next, it will be the nodal agency. Nodal means the only agency. It will be the nodal agency for sustainable development in the Himalayan region. For sustainable development in the Himalayan region. For the sustainable development in the Himalayan region. Bas, that is the only thing in current regarding the Himalayas. I feel this year secure Himalayas may come. इसमें मेघालय इज देयर, इस स्कीम में मेघालय इज देयर. मेघालय डज नॉट हैव हिमालयाज, इस स्कीम में मेघालय इज देयर, इसलिए 12 स्टेट्स. एक स्टेट को क्यों छोड़ेंगे, पूरे नॉर्थ ईस्ट को ले लिया है तो दे टुक मेघालय आल्सो. अंडरस्टूड? ट्रांस हिमालयस. So these are the physiographic division of the Himalayas we are going to study. Again you have to remember कि generally this will come for factual. Mains का answer we have already written while doing the plate tectonics. I'll quickly revise the mains का point from the prelims perspective. Formation. So why is the result for the formation of the Himalayas? It is continent collision or convergence. Fine. So which two plates? The Eurasian plate, and the second plate was the Indo-Australian plate, that is the Indian plate. The Eurasian plate collided with the Indian plate, which resulted into the formation of the Himalayas. So this is the Eurasian plate and this is the Indian plate. Fine with this? What happened? Because of this, sediments from narrow, shallow, basin known as Tethys Sea or Tethys geosyncline were folded to form Himalayas. If I am fast, you tell me. Should I slow down? ये सब हो चुका है हमारा. Narrow shallow sea, sediments from narrow shallow sea were folded. फिर से रिपीट करना है. एक समंदर था यहाँ पे. After the formation of Gondwana, that is there was Pangaea टूटा दो parts में, बीच में समंदर आया. That narrow shallow sea was known as Tethys Sea or Tethys geosyncline. Why geosyncline? Because geosyncline is narrow shallow sea. Getting it? Geography में any narrow shallow sea which is surrounded by the two land masses is known as geosyncline. Syncline, depression. World level पे depression, geosyncline. Getting it? Anticline, syncline याद है? So it resulted into the narrow shallow sea known as Tethys Sea. Up the Indian plate started moving northwards. So when it started moving northwards, initially some part of the crust of the Tethys Sea went below the Eurasian plate. जब वो Tethys Sea went below the Eurasian plate, it resulted into the volcanic mountains which we call them as Trans-Himalayas. पहले, if you remember, the पहले Tethys Sea, when the Indian plate and the Eurasian plate were moving, Indian plate was moving to the north. So yes, this was not frictionless or smooth movement. Obviously there was टूटना sedimentation. So sediments गिरे किसमें? Sea के अंदर. Fine, because the rivers were coming and flowing into the Tethys Sea. So the Tethys Sea was ultimately filled up by sediments. And when the Indian plate and the Eurasian plate collided, the sediments were folded. सबसे पहले Eocene period में Great Himalayas, उसके बाद Miocene में Middle Himalayas, Pliocene में शिवालिक्स, एंड आगे जाके ग्रेट प्लेन्स के ये जो सेडिमेंट्स है, ये हम ही सब तो फोल्ड होने वाले हैं, हमारे फॉसिल्स एक्सेट्रा, राइट? सो दैट विल बी द फोर्थ पैरेलल रेंज ऑफ द हिमालयस. गेटिंग दिस एवरीवन? फिर से रिपीट करने की जरूरत है. So Himalayas came out of the Tethys geosyncline or Tethys Sea. True or false? True. I hope everyone is following me. See, don't worry about the speed. Worry about whether you are getting it or not. Because ये पोर्शन हमने फिर से किया है, फिर से एक लेक्चर इसमें बर्बाद करने की जरूरत नहीं है. वी हैव ऑलरेडी डन इट. आपको सिर्फ घर पे जाके जियोमॉर्फोलॉजी के नोट्स पढ़ने हैं. आपको असाइनमेंट भी दिया था, राइट अ शॉर्ट नोट ऑन द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ हिमालयाज. यही तो हम कर रहे हैं. फाइन. Why volcanoes are absent in the Himalayas? Because thick crust. The crust is very thick. Why the crust is very thick? Because both the plates are continental plates. Both the plates are continental plates. Next, अगर जिनको डाउट आ रहा है तो ठीक है अभी. Now, what is this Indian plate? Why syntaxial bend in the Himalayas? Why the syntaxial bend in the Himalayas? Because the peninsular India which was moving, Indian plate matlab not the present India, it was the that time ka peninsular India. So this peninsular India which was moving had two arms. One arm was Precambrian mountains of Aravallis, the other arm was the hills of northeast India. As they were moving, they gave maximum push to the Asian plate. And hence, what do you mean by syntaxial bend? ये U shaped bend जो एक यहाँ पे दिखता है in the Himalayas, the other यहाँ पे दिखता है in the Himalayas. So these are the two syntaxial bend. Fine. So because the Indian plate collided with the Eurasian plate, the syntaxial bend was formed because the Aravallis pushed to the west and the northeastern mountains, that is the Garo Khasi Jaintia, pushed to the east. And as a result of this, Eurasian plate was, अगर कोई push कर रहा है तो it was folded to a maximum extent, resulting into the two syntaxial bend in the Himalayas. बीच में से कुछ push नहीं था because बीच में there was a depression. So as a result of this, Himalayas are sagging to the south. So why the syntaxial bend? Is because of, हमने ये सब लिखा है, maximum push offered by two arms of peninsular India. That is Aravallis and the hills of Garo, Khasi, Jaintia and Karbi Anglong Plateau region and the Karbi Anglong Plateau region. We'll go step by step. Fine. Ab, you now remove the first page of your atlas. Anthracite coal because it was island, submerged below the sea. So you can see there is a first syntaxial bend here. You can see there is a second syntaxial bend here. And the Himalayas are convex from here, sagging to the south. So jahan pe there was no push. This here there was a push of Aravallis, and yahan pe there is a push of Garo Khasi Jaintia, resulting into two syntaxial bend in the Himalayas. Getting this? And beach mein kyun nahi hai? Because no push was offered. Now can I say the western Himalayas, jo hai, this western part of the Himalayas, they are more pushed to the north as compared to the eastern Himalayas? Kaunsa is more nearer to the Tropic of Cancer, western ya eastern? Eastern Himalayas. Q? Can someone tell me? When the Indian plate, परसों का lecture revise करो, छोड़ो geomorphology, at least परसों का lecture revise करो, that when the Indian plate was going northwards, सबसे ज़्यादा push was given by the Aravallis. सबसे पहला collision कौन सा हुआ? Aravallis wala. Then second collision occurred in the east. So which collision is more powerful? कोई आपको सीधा आप जिसको टकरा रहे हो that is more powerful, या उसको टकरा के फिर से दीवार पे टकरा रहे हो that is more powerful? Which is more powerful? When you go and directly hit someone. So therefore, because of the maximum push, Western Himalayas पीछे चले गए. They are much older as compared to the Eastern Himalayas. Fine with this? They are older. Eastern Himalayas are comparatively younger and Western Himalayas are comparatively older. Getting this? Assam. We'll come to that. That is Assam, wala region of the Great Plains. So why syntaxial bend? Because of the maximum push. What is the second name of the syntaxial bend? It is also known as an hairpin bend. It is also known as a hairpin bend. So, next point. Initially, the western part collided. Initially, the western part collided. Giving maximum push. Initially, the western part collided, giving the maximum push. Collided, giving maximum push. Remember by Aravallis or Delhi Ridge. ये बाद में समझ में आएगा वाई दिल्ली रिज. अरावलीज यहाँ पे आर ऑल्सो नोन एज दिल्ली रिज. ये जो रिज रोड है, शंकर रोड, दैट इज अरावलीज. वंस अपॉन अ टाइम एज हाई एज हिमालयस, टुडे डेन्यूटेड. इसलिए परसों हमने रिमेंबर अरावलीज जो है, तो शंकर रोड वाला रीजन विच वेयर वी आर नाउ ऑन द अरावलीज, इसलिए दिस इज फॉरेस्टेड as compared to the surrounding. यहाँ पे ridge road है. What do you mean by ridge road? It is Aravallis. Why it is dense? It was once upon a time as high as Himalayas. These were once upon a time the highest mountains in the world. कब? Pre-Cambrian era में. आज are they even look like mountains? No. That is why we marked day before yesterday Aravallis relict mountains. Relict मतलब खंडर, पुराना, something which is very old. So they have been reduced in height. Therefore, Western Himalayas are to the north, are more to the north, or can I say in the high latitudes as compared to Eastern Himalayas. Eastern Himalayas. Latitudes. ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर के पास कौन सा है? ईस्टर्न या वेस्टर्न हिमालयस? ईस्टर्न. डू हिमालयस क्रॉस ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर? कल अगर ऐसा जनरल क्वेश्चन आता है, डू हिमालयस क्रॉस द ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर? यस. This cross the tropic, Patkai Boom, Naga Hills, Mizo Hills, this cross the tropic of Cancer. Getting this? Compared to the Eastern Himalayas, they are more to the north. And second, Western Himalayas are older. अब you understand इसका implication. Because Western Himalayas are more to the north, can I say they are away from Tropic of Cancer and coast of India? Can I say this? They are away from the Tropic of Cancer and the coastal regions of India. Eastern Himalayas are more nearer to the coast and the Western Himalayas are away from the coast. For example, I am just drawing. अभी भी चेहरे देख के मुझे ये है ट्रॉपिक ऑफ कैंसर, एक लाइन 23.5 डिग्री नॉर्थ, उससे बहुत दूर है वेस्टर्न हिमालयस. डोंट कम इन टेंशन. रिमेंबर, अभी भी 20 दिन आप फुल टाइम पास कर सकते हो. स्टार्ट फ्रॉम 1st Feb, इवन इफ यू हैव नॉट स्टार्टेड फॉर प्रीलिम्स, एंड इफ यू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम 1st Feb, प्रीलिम्स गारंटीड हो जाएगा. द ओनली थिंग इज कि यू विल हैव टू स्टडी फॉर मोर आवर्स. सो कोई 8 घंटे पढ़ रहा है तो आपको 12 घंटे पढ़ना पड़ेगा. मार्च में शुरू करो, आपको 15 घंटे पढ़ने पड़ेंगे. अंडरस्टैंडिंग. सो ऐसा नहीं है प्रीलिम्स इज आउट ऑफ द, डोंट वरी. और इतना याद रखना, प्रीलिम्स की या यूपीएससी की पढ़ाई कभी क्लियर कंप्लीट नहीं होती. आपको तभी भी लगेगा कि जीएस बहुत बाकी है, तभी भी लगेगा मेरा बहुत बाकी है, वो कभी नहीं होता. You have to just have confidence in yourself, follow the standard books, and then go to the exam. Fine? So ऐसे नहीं है कि you are worrying about it. Solve as many MCQs from the later part and finish Indian geography along with the class. आज के बाद Secure Himalayas पे कोई भी question and the other, that is the Himalayan Regional Council पे कोई भी question you should not miss. Any question you should not miss on Indian geography after 10-15 lectures. Getting it? So prepare along with it, and it will have implication. Maybe you will require Indian geographical knowledge to understand agriculture, to understand economy, to understand geographical indication, to understand GK. So always don't never compartmentalize. Try to interlink. They are away from the Tropic of Cancer and coast, and therefore Western Himalayas, Tropic of Cancer से they are away. So what will be the climate? Cold या warm? Cold. Can I say dominate in temperate and evergreen coniferous forest? Fine? Right? They will dominate in the evergreen coniferous forest or temperate forest, जो भी forest which is found in the higher latitudes. While the eastern Himalayas, because they are nearer, they receive more rain. They receive more rain, and hence both or hence tropical, जहां पे हीट ज्यादा है, रेनफॉल ज्यादा है, टेम्परेट एंड टुंड्रा, तीनों वेजिटेशन डोमिनेट्स. All the three kinds of vegetation will dominate: tropical, tundra and temperate. Now understand why. Because they are nearer and they are very high. Kanchenjunga, is it the second highest peak of the Himalayas? Yes. So as we go up at the foothills, because they are nearer to the tropics, will they get very heavy rainfall? And because they are nearer to the tropics, garmi zyada hogi, right? And therefore we find tropical vegetation here, जो इंडिया के नीचे के पार्ट में मिलता है, tropical vegetation. When we go up, does the temperature decrease at the rate of 6.5 degrees Celsius? Yes. And therefore we will find temperate vegetation. As we further go up, will the temperature decrease? Yes. So maybe we'll find coniferous alpine vegetation. And at the top, above 5,000 meters, temperature will be so less that there will be only ice. And therefore, we will find tundra forest. We will find tundra forest in this region. Getting this? So, this is how the vegetation varies in the northeast India. Getting it? इससे क्वेश्चन आएंगे. नाउ याद करने के लिए कैसे याद रखोगे? इस टाइगर फाउंड इन जम्मू एंड कश्मीर? टाइगर है नेचुरली इन जम्मू एंड कश्मीर? है कि नहीं? नहीं. सो इन हिमाचल टाइगर है? टाइगर कहां पे? द रॉयल बंगाल टाइगर है? नो. इन उत्तराखंड? यस, इन द जिम कॉर्बेट, क्योंकि अब नीचे आने लग गए वो आप. You see the syntaxial bend. You start from north and you start coming down. Fine. And in Arunachal, do we have tigers? Assam? Yes. Arunachal? Yes. Namdafa Biosphere Reserve. पिछले साल ही क्वेश्चन था प्रीलिम्स में, पक्के टाइगर रिजर्व इज इन विच स्टेट? Arunachal Pradesh. So question में ही है, we have tigers there. Tiger is a tropical animal. Understanding? Do we have snow leopard in Jammu Kashmir? Yes. Cold desert. Do we have snow leopard in Arunachal Pradesh? Yes. Understanding? In Arunachal Pradesh, remember this data. Snow leopard at the higher heights, cold desert mein. Clouded leopard. It cannot survive in that kind of snow. इसलिए वो नीचे है. अगर वो ऊपर रहता तो उसको भी snow leopard कहते हैं. Why snow leopard? Because it lives in snow and नीचे foothills पे. Northern Indian leopard. Getting this? Fine. So which is high in biodiversity? The Eastern Himalayas or Western Himalayas? Eastern Himalayas. And where are the most of the cold deserts located? Western or Eastern? Western. याद रहेगा? You can take down the running notes also of some of the points I tell you. That is the Eastern Himalayas rich in biodiversity. कल question आता है why the Eastern Himalayas are rich in biodiversity? One option is they receive very heavy rainfall. The second option is they are more nearer to the coast and Tropic of Cancer. What is the right answer? You have to choose only one. You have to choose only one. वैसे तो both are right. That is but the most appropriate is second, because they are to the south, therefore they receive more heavy rainfall. Understanding? They are to the south, therefore they receive more heavy rainfall. अगर tropics से दूर होते, तो why they would have received more heavy rainfall? Because they are near. So Bay of Bengal से whatever the current goes, directly जाके मेघालय को strike करके, it goes and gives heavy rainfall in Arunachal Pradesh. You have one similar past year question, which was testing your concepts. And that past year question is, in which national park in India you will find a succession of vegetation from tropical to tundra? One of the option was Hemis National Park. अभी नहीं पता होगा तो it is in J&K. One was Kanchenjunga and one was Namdafa. So the answer is Namdafa in Arunachal Pradesh. All the questions will be conceptual in nature. Understanding? Or they will be from current affairs. Last year, Pakhui National Park or Pakke National Park, which is given, that had got an award from the Conservation International, an organization. So UPSC ने आपको prelims में पूछा. Getting it? Height has nothing to do with we'll write that in sub points. Next, why syntaxial bend is important? So you can draw this diagram also. So this is one syntaxial bend which has Nanga Parvat of Great Himalayas, and there is another syntaxial bend which has Namcha Barua. This is where the Great Himalayas end, this is where the Great Himalayas end. So this is what is the syntaxial bend. And because of the syntaxial bend, river Indus is forced to take a sudden U-turn. You have to imagine in 3 dimension what does this syntaxial bend means. कि यहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा folding है. The rocks are very tough, so the river Indus cannot erode those, and therefore it is forced to come down and enter India. River Brahmaputra, which travels straight, but because of the syntaxial bend, it is forced to come down and enter India. So we have solved one question also. So that question was, why the river Indus and river Brahmaputra takes sudden southward bend to enter India? It is because of the syntaxial bend, and it has nothing to do with the uplifting of the mountains. Getting it? Uplifting से तो बहुत सारी rivers है which are originating, but they are asking you specifically why it is bending in India. The answer is syntaxial bend. So UPSC ने आपको अभी तक ब्रह्मपुत्र पूछा है, दूसरा रिवर भी याद रखना, दैट इज रिवर इंडस. Take a sudden southward bend to enter India. To enter India. Are the Himalayas still rising? Yes. So therefore we say they are tectonically active mountains, the most unstable mountains of the world. So can I say Indian plate is still going below the Eurasian plate? Yes. No need of writing that? No. What is the evidence that Indian plate is still going below the Eurasian plate? Tsunami in Indonesia, volcano in Anggung, earthquakes in the Himalayas. Which of the? Choose the correct answer. All three. All three. Tsunami जो आया था अभी. Why it what? Can you link it? Tsunami Indonesia क्यों बना है? Due to the collision of Indian plate with Pacific plate. Right? So therefore we have Java Trench. किया था. Understanding this? Second, इंडोनेशिया में अगर अर्थक्वेक आता है, सुनामी आता है, माउंट क्राकातोआ इरप्ट होता है, इसका मतलब क्या है? इंडियन प्लेट या पैसिफिक प्लेट इज सबमर्जिंग, राइट? दैट इज द टेक्टोनिक एक्टिविटीज गोइंग ऑन, बट वहां पे बोथ द प्लेट्स आर ओशियनिक, इसलिए ज्यादा. तो क्राकातोआ हैज जस्ट इरप्टेड एंड वी हैड रिटन क्राकातोआ एज वन ऑफ द मोस्ट डेंजरस वॉल्केनो. याद है? अब this you see why it is dangerous, because उसका child erupt हुआ है. Anna Krakatoa has erupted and it has resulted into tsunami. The original Krakatoa has not yet erupted. उसका child has erupted. Anna Krakatoa means क्या? एक पूरे Krakatoa mountain पे एक छोटा peak है, parasitic peak, वो erupt हुआ है, तो it has resulted into. So you should revise Krakatoa and you should, this is how you should study the geomorphology. Krakatoa revise करो, कौन से ocean में है, Pacific या इंडियन ओशन में. कहां पे है? सुंडा स्ट्रेट में या मलक्का स्ट्रेट में? सुंडा स्ट्रेट. गेटिंग दिस? Also remember that Western Himalayas, we have written Western Himalayas are comparatively older than the Eastern Himalayas. And now let us do the Himalayas. So fine with this? Any doubt here? Continent-continent collision, syntaxial bend, 3 eruptions. We have written the 3 phases of eruption. After that, we know they are young fold mountains. How we know they are young fold mountains? Because of tectonic disturbances. Because of V-shaped valleys. कहाँ होंगी V-shaped valleys? In the regions of upliftment. Deep V-shaped valleys. Presence of this V-shaped valleys can be gorge or canyons. Fine? And also, because उनका height is also increasing. height is steadily increasing. Fine with this? Height is steadily increasing.
सर जो यंगपुर नहीं होंगे उसमें भी तो वी शेप वैलीज और
But किसी भी mountains में V-shaped valleys है. V-shaped valleys are not found in Aravallis. कैसे होगा V-shaped valleys? They have already been eroded, denuded. Peninsular plateau में है V-shaped valleys? नहीं. तो रिवर का फ्लो किसके ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा? स्लोप पे. स्लोप किसके ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा? एंडोजेनेटिक एक्टिविटीज पे. जितना ज्यादा अपलिफ्टमेंट है उतना ज्यादा So divisions of the Himalayas. सबसे पहले we'll do the Great Himalayas. We'll do the Great Himalayas. Now, can someone tell me why they are known as Great Himalayas? Why they are known as the Great Himalayas? Because this is the highest mountain range in the world. Yes, जिसका most of the peaks are greater than 8,000 meters या feet? Meters, which are greater than, what is the height of Mount Everest? Most of them are greater than 8 kilometers. And because most of them are greater than 8 kilometers, तो क्या होगा ऊपर? Ice. And because of this, they are also known as Himadri. Himadri mountains. Him means ice. Him means ice. They are also known as Himadri mountains. So 1 point, these are the great isliye because they are the highest mountain ranges in the world. In the world. More than 8,000 meters. Second point in the Great Himalayas. Second point in the Great Himalayas. These are continuous mountains. These are continuous. From Nanga Parvat. From Nanga Parvat in Jammu and Kashmir. Nanga Parvat in Jammu and Kashmir to Namcha Barua. To Namcha Barua. कहाँ पे? अरुणाचल या चाइना? चाइना. अरुणाचल चाइना बॉर्डर. नामचा बरुआ. अरुणाचल चाइना बॉर्डर. So syntax element actually किस mountains में है? It is these mountains. Third, most of the peaks are perpetually covered by snow. Covered by snow. Fourth, can I say this will be made up of sedimentary rocks, igneous rocks, metamorphic rocks? What it will be? Again use your geomorphology. इतना ज़्यादा folding तो कौन सा rock होगा? These are metamorphic rocks. Generally made up of gneiss and schist, having hog back appearance. having hog back appearance. This is the key word here. They are having the hog back appearance. What do you mean by hog back appearance? What? No, commode is not hog back appearance. What is hog? Deer. Hog means जंगली सुअर. So जंगली सुअर के पीठ जैसा. अब जंगली सुअर या किसी भी सुअर की पीठ कैसे होती है? Understand? If I want to, this is the उसका सर और उसके बाद सुअर का बैक ऐसे होगा and it will decrease. कोई भी एनिमल का बैक, जनरली सुअर का बैक देखना, जंगली सुअर का, it will be more in the middle. And now apply it to the Himalayas. नंगा पर्वत कोई खास नहीं, height we don't know the height. नंदा देवी height increases. फिर माउंट एवरेस्ट height still increases. फिर कंचनजंगा height is more, and उसके बाद the height decreases. What do you mean by hog back appearance? कि middle part is always raised. So this is how the Himalayas are. कि उनका west and east में height कम है, but the middle part में the height is raised. That is what is hog back appearance. If you take a side view of the sewer or pig, you will see that it is hog back appearance. इसका मतलब what we have to remember that the middle Himalayas are greater in height than the western and eastern Himalayas. And you don't even have to remember. अगर ऐसे क्वेश्चन आता है, डरना मत कभी एग्जाम में. जस्ट रिमेंबर माउंट एवरेस्ट कहाँ पे है? इन द मिडल हिमालयस. नंदा देवी कहाँ पे है? इन द मिडल हिमालयस. वेयर इज कंचनजंगा, द सेकंड हाईएस्ट पीक? इन द मिडल हिमालयस. And therefore we say hog back appearance. Do we know that the Arunachal Pradesh is famous for highest peaks? No. Neither Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir has the highest peak and the second highest peak of the world, K2 Godwin Austen. But remember, it is not in Great Himalayas, it is in Trans Himalayas. So the Great Himalayas ki height is greater in the middle. That is what you mean by hog back appearance. अब एक keyword याद रखना. All the three ranges of the Himalayas have hog back appearance. ऐसा थोड़ी है कि सिर्फ middle से is greater and फिर शिवालिक ऐसा है, या all the Himalayas. So this is the keyword. This is how we should focus on, and we should take some points from the NCERTs. हर चीज रटते मत बैठो. Hog back, their height is greater in the middle. अब क्यों? That is what I said. क्यों? मैं बता नहीं वाला था क्यों. This is because जो उत्तराखंड, right from Uttarakhand till the end of Sikkim, most of the soil which was present there, sediments, they were more dominated by clay. And which can be more folded, rocks or clay? Clay. And therefore height increased. इसीलिए even today, Nepal, middle Himalayas, Uttarakhand, middle Himalayas, because it is clay, landslides are common. Understanding? Landslides do not occur in Jammu Kashmir that often, do not occur in the Himachal Pradesh that often, because it is rock, hard rock, which could not be folded, but that part got folded, much greater. So even if the push was greater, but still the fold कहाँ पे हुआ? जहाँ elasticity ज़्यादा है, that is of the clay, and therefore उसका height has increased. Understood this? Getting this? जियोसिंक्लाइन में सेडिमेंट्स डिपॉजिट हुए. सेडिमेंट्स जो डिपॉजिट हुए तो जियोसिंक्लाइन का जो डिप्रेशन था वो बहुत ज्यादा था उसमें, सो ज्यादा सेडिमेंट्स रहे. जियोसिंक्लाइन पानी था, राइट? तो फिर जो भी सेडिमेंट्स टूटा, जो पानी में ज्यादा देर रहा, वो क्ले बन गया, एंड इसीलिए फोल्डिंग ज्यादा हुई. गेटिंग इट? बट अगर नहीं समझ में आया, डोंट वरी, इट इज नॉट फॉर जीएस. Yes. That is the central part of Himalayas have greater height than western and eastern part. Central part of the Himalayas have greater height than the western and the eastern part. देखो, geosyncline is a depression. You are still not understanding. एक depression था, and the shape of the depression was something like this. U-shaped depression, syncline, anticline, and after that syncline. So this was how the syncline was. यहाँ पे था Indian plate, यहाँ पे था Eurasian plate. Sediment started depositing in everything. इसमें क्या था? पानी था. There was water, Tethys Sea, Tethys geosyncline. And the sediments which were deposited here at the bottom, they were folded last, and because they were there in the water, उस sediments में ज़्यादा weathering हुआ, and they became very fine, and very fine rock, what we call it as clay, and therefore it has more clay. Understood? Hence, अब tell me, can I say Jammu Hills or Jammu Himalayas state-wise are greater than Kumaon Himalayas? Or can I say Kumaon Himalayas? Kumaon matlab the state of Uttarakhand. Kumaon Himalayas are greater than Jammu Himalayas. What can be my generalized statement? Second one. Hence, Kumaon and Nepal Himalayas are at greater heights than Punjab and Assam Himalayas. Punjab and Assam Himalayas. Go back to your Lakshmikant, not geography ka textbook. Himachal Pradesh, was it a part of Punjab? Yes. So Punjab Himalayas includes the Himalayas of Jammu Kashmir, Himalayas of Himachal Pradesh. Punjab mein Himalayas nahi hai. Understand? But that was once a state of Punjab. History. Did Assam once included Arunachal Pradesh as a part? Yes. Then it became a union territory. Otherwise it was a first part of Assam. Fine? So इसलिए Assam Himalayas. Assam की Himalayas नहीं. The Sikkim से जो Himalayas है, they are known as Assam Himalayas. Himachal and Jammu के जो Himalayas है, they are known as Punjab Himalayas. Fine with this? Next. The important peaks are, and just draw the diagram with me. Important peaks are what is this peak? Nanga Parvat. What is this peak? Namcha Parvat. Nanda Devi, Trishul, Mount Everest, and what? Kanchenjunga. Kanchenjunga, Sikkim. Nanda Devi and Trishul, Uttarakhand. इतने ही पिक्स याद रखो. Very simple to remember. खुद ही सोचो क्वेश्चन कैसे आएगा. Question will be, you are traveling from east to west or west to east. Which of the following peaks you will see? Arrange them in the order. So, if you are traveling from west to east, सबसे पहले नंगा पर्वत, एंड में नामचा बरुआ. इमेजिन करो, फिर हम आएंगे, कोई इतना इंपॉर्टेंट पीक नहीं हिमाचल में, सो डोंट रिमेंबर हिमाचल का पीक. विल कम टू नंदा देवी. नंदा देवी से जस्ट पहले देयर इज त्रिशूल. उसके बाद यू विल सी एवरेस्ट, उसके बाद यू विल सी कंचनजंगा, उसके बाद यू विल सी द नामचे पर्वत. अब इन्होंने अगर थोड़ा चेंज कर दिया, उसको हम वो देंगे बायोस्फीयर रिजर्व, सो देंगे हेमिस नेशनल पार्क. हमें याद हो जाएगा हेमिस नेशनल पार्क इज इन जम्मू एंड कश्मीर. नंदा देवी और जिम कॉर्बेट और वैली ऑफ फ्लावर्स नेशनल पार्क, वेर इट इज, उत्तराखंड. फाइन. कंचनजंगा बायोस्फीयर रिजर्व, वेर इट इज, सिक्किम. तवांग मॉनेस्ट्री, वेर इट इज, अरुणाचल. सो that is the same kind of the questions they may ask. So use your imagination. Fine. Next point. Can I say, don't write anything, can I say this as the highest, this Himalayas have the largest number of glaciers in the world? Yes. True or false? एग्जाम में ऐसा स्टेटमेंट आता है, द ग्रेट हिमालयाज आर द हाईएस्ट माउंटेन्स इन द वर्ल्ड. ट्रू. सेकंड स्टेटमेंट, दे हैव द लार्जेस्ट नंबर ऑफ ग्लेशियर्स इन द वर्ल्ड. खुद ही पूछो सियाचिन किसमें है, काराकोरम और ग्रेट हिमालयाज? काराकोरम. वेयर डज द सतलज ओरिजिनेट? Trans Himalayas. Where does the Brahmaputra originates? Trans Himalayas. Where does the Indus originates? Trans Himalayas. Great Himalayas में सिर्फ दो ही रिवर है, गंगा एंड यमुना. Gangotri glacier and Yamunotri glacier. So is the second statement true or false? False. So no need of writing. So the next is in Kashmir, the Great Himalayas are known as Zaskar ranges. Kashmir, the Great Himalayas are known as Zaskar ranges. Again, if you read some notes, Zaskar is given as Trans Himalayas in many notes. खुल्लर में ही एक जगह Trans Himalayas दिया है, एक जगह Great Himalayas दिया है. So what is this? It is Great Himalayas. Remember? It is Great Himalayas. It is not a part of Trans Himalayas. Fine with this? Middle or lesser Himalayas. Middle or lesser Himalayas. Middle of lesser Himalayas. किसी हिल स्टेशन का नाम वो सब नहीं लिखा हमने ग्रेट हिमालयास में. क्यों? क्योंकि है ही नहीं हिल स्टेशंस. कैन यू गो एंड settle at, enjoy at 8,000 degrees Celsius, 8,000 meters? नहीं. Temperature, these are the most inaccessible peaks of the world. आप सियाचिन ग्लेशियर को एज अ टूरिस्ट नहीं जाओगे. Getting this? लेह लद्दाख also you plan कि कब जाना है. Fine. You don't go after marriage to लेह लद्दाख. You go either with friends या फिर जब सब रस निकल जाता है बाद में. So over the period of time, so in the end, so means there is no romance left in life, so you go to Leh Ladakh. So middle Himalayas, understanding what I want to tell you, yaad rakho, they are the most inaccessible peaks in the world. Okay, they are the most inaccessible peaks in the world. Middle Himalayas, they are lower in height, as compared to Great, and therefore known as lesser Himalayas. अब यहाँ पे एक कंसेप्ट है, अंडरस्टैंड. Can I say they were formed after the Great Himalayas? पहले Eocene period में, somewhere around Great Himalayas. 60 million years के बाद were the Middle Himalayas. So this is how the Great Himalayas were formed. The Great Himalayas were formed, and because the Great Himalayas, is it visible पीछे? The Great Himalayas were formed, and they were of a greater heights. Most of them were that time also glaciated. And because they were glaciated, many glaciers were originating from the Great Himalayas and flowing directly into the Tethys Sea. नीचे आके they used to melt. But understanding normal, जैसे river is originating from the mountains and it is flowing into the Tethys Sea. It was flowing. But over the period of time, middle Himalaya started rising. As the middle Himalaya started rising, understand here, as the middle Himalaya started rising, can I say temporary the glaciers, abhi the middle Himalaya started rising, so temporary the glaciers were blocked. Glaciers या glacier के बाद वो river में convert होने के बाद it was blocked. And you know, whenever the river or the glacier blocks, what it does, erosion or deposition? It results into deposition. And therefore the sediments which were carried by these glaciers and the rivers were deposited. But you know that river can do weathering and erosion. So the river started doing weathering and erosion here, and as it did weathering and erosion, pani nikal gaya, what remained is sediments. These sediments today are known as karevas. These sediments are known as karevas. So what are karevas? Deposit, alluvial soil. Alluvial नहीं बोल सकते इसको because glacier भी है. So we'll call them as fluvio-glacial deposits. And you know, whenever there are sedimentary soil, it is fertile. So they are very, very fertile. And because it is very fertile, इसीलिए Srinagar Valley or Kashmir Valley is so, वो तो एक fact है. It is rich in all the temperate crops, not just saffron. It is rich in apple. It is rich in pear. It is rich in peach, it is rich in agriculture, and it is rich in saffron also, one part. So understand? So extremely rich. इसीलिए Srinagar or Kashmir was so rich, and there was a difference between the Jammu Valley and the Srinagar Valley. Srinagar Valley, otherwise इस जगह अगर करेवास नहीं होते तो this would have been just a normal syncline, but deposition हुआ and therefore people went and settled there. Anyone from Srinagar here in the class? Srinagar. So am I right that is before the coming up of the terrorism activities, before the coming of this year, Srinagar में इतना ज़्यादा पैसा था that they used to smoke in $1 का note. They used to take the $1 note, they used to roll it, and they used to smoke. So that was the level of development in Srinagar, and thankfully because of karevas. Getting it? So you can take down. Karevas. Fluvio-glacial deposits. Underline the word fluvio-glacial deposit. Means both river and glacier. Fluvio-glacial deposits. Deposited between the Great Himalayas, and the Middle Himalayas, in the bracket Pir Panjal. The name of the Middle Himalayas, Pir Panjal, are known as karevas. Full stop. The glacier, ये मेंस के लिए आ सकता है. Write a short note on the formation of karevas. So the glaciers originating from the Great Himalayas, carried large amount of from the Himalayas, carried large amount of sediments such as, you know what are the sediments? Such as moraines, glacial till, etc. एग्जाम में मेंस में लिखना, वैसे याद करने की ज़रूरत नहीं, मैंने इसलिए नाम लिखवाया कि आप ग्लेशियल लैंडफॉर्म्स भी अगर भूल गए होंगे तो याद रखना, मोरेन्स एंड टिल्स आर एसोसिएटेड विथ ग्लेशियर्स. फाइन. ग्लेशियल मोरेन्स एंड टिल्स. फुल स्टॉप. When the middle Himalaya started rising, 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 this glaciers and rivers, this glaciers and rivers were stopped, causing deposition of till and moraines, causing deposition of till and moraines along the valley slopes and valley floor, along the valley slopes and valley floor, along the valley slopes and valley floors, valley slopes and valley floors, full stop. Over the period of time, water drained away, पानी निकल गया, water drained away, forming very fertile soil known as Karevas in Kashmir. And then prelims के लिए it is important for temperate crops. Fine. Temperate crops. Important for temperate crops. But the most important crop is saffron. That is the local variety of saffron. Apple. Peach, etc. So ये 3 क्रॉप्स याद रखना. Fine. Now understand, the same mechanism applies. There was the formation of Great Himalayas. यहाँ से rivers and उसके बाद Middle Himalayas came, and over the period of time it deposited large amount of sediments which were of glacial origin. उसको हम कहेंगे Karevas. Otherwise agriculture कैसे possible है on the rocks? There has to be soil. And later on Middle Himalayas में many rivers originate. सतलज, झेलम, चेनाब, रावी, बियास, ये सारी मिडल हिमालय से ओरिजिनेट होती है. सो व्हेन दे वर ओरिजिनेटिंग अगेन दे वेंट फ्लोइंग डाउन, बट आफ्टर सम इयर्स कौन सा हिमालयस केम अप? शिवालिक्स. सो दिस वेर द रिवर्स व्हिच वर फ्लोइंग एंड ड्रेनिंग. ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम द शिवालिक्स केम अप which were lower in height than the middle Himalayas, but the process will be same. There will be stoppage of the rivers. Because rivers stop हो गए तो क्या बन गया? Lakes over the period of time. And because there was stopping of the rivers, there was large amount of deposition. फिर पानी निकल गया, V shaped valleys बन गई, पानी निकल गया. But ये sediments रह गए, and these sediments are known as dunes or duars. Example Dehradun, example Darjeeling. Getting this? And in some parts जहां गड्ढा था, where there was a depression, पानी भी रह गया, and therefore this were known as tals. Example Bhimtal, Nainital. Example Nainital. ये lakes रह गए. Understanding this? I'll again write this separately. But देखो आपको यूपीएससी कितना बेसिक क्वेश्चन पूछता है. यूपीएससी ने क्या पूछा इस साल? इज नैनीताल अ नेचुरल लेक और अ मैन मेड लेक? इफ यू नो दिस, इट इज अ नेचुरल लेक. गेटिंग दिस? ऐसे नहीं आएगा कि क्वेश्चन दे, बट दे विल चेक योर बेसिक्स कि हाउ नैनीताल, इस साल क्वेश्चन था विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज अ आर्टिफिशियल लेक. एक ऑप्शन चिल्का, वी नो दैट इज अ नेचुरल लेक. दूसरा ऑप्शन था कोल्लेरू. तीसरा ऑप्शन था नैनीताल. तो बचता एक ही है, कोडाई कैनाल. सो ऐसा जरूरी नहीं, यू शुड नो ईच एंड एवरी फैक्ट्स, यू शुड नो द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट कंसेप्ट्स. यू कैन इजिली निगेट इन द प्रीलिम्स, अंडरस्टैंडिंग. बट वहां पे क्या होता है, इफ यू हैव नॉट डन रिविजन इनफ, जाते समय यू आर स्केयर्ड, एंड बिकॉज यू आर स्केयर्ड यू कैनॉट कनेक्ट टू द बेसिक्स. सो इसलिए रिविजन हैज टू बी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. कंसेप्चुअली यू शुड बी वेरी वेरी क्लियर. ताल मतलब लेक्स, तालाब. नैनीताल, भीमताल, वैली ऑफ फ्लावर्स के आसपास सारे ये जो ताल है. फाइन. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. between the Zaskar ranges of the Great Himalayas, this is only for prelims, between the Zaskar ranges of the Great Himalayas and the Pir Panjal range of the Middle Himalayas, Great Himalayas and the Pir Panjal range of the Middle Himalayas, Pir Panjal range or Pir Panjal range of Middle Himalayas, of Middle Himalayas lies the famous valley of Kashmir. So Kashmir is between which two ranges, Zaskar and Pir Panjal. Next, the Middle Himalayas are not continuous. The Middle Himalayas are not continuous, and they are known by different names. They are known by different names. They are known by different names. Can someone tell me why they are not continuous? Because rivers will cut down the valleys. They are known by different names. That is, they are known as Pir Panjal in Jammu and Kashmir, Dhauladhar in Himachal, and Mussoorie if you want to remember, you can remember the other name also, Nag Tibba in Uttarakhand. Mussoorie, Nag Tibba in Uttarakhand. Mussoorie, Nag Tibba in Uttarakhand. Understanding the map? So Pir Panjal in mostly in Jammu Kashmir, थोड़ा बहुत in Himachal also. हिमाचल में उसका नाम है धौलाधार and उसके बाद उसका नाम है मसूरी, नाग टिब्बा. This is what is the Middle Himalayas. Fine. They are more accessible to human beings. इसलिए the best hill stations of India are all located in the Middle Himalayas. Shimla, Kulu, Manali. Shimla थोड़ा नीचे है, but Kulu and Manali all are located in the Middle Himalayas. Your academy, Labasna, is located at the top of Mussoorie ranges. Understanding? इसीलिए winters में there is so much snowfall कि academy closes, but छुट्टी नहीं देते, तो उनको भारत दर्शन के लिए लेके जाते हैं. Understanding this? They cannot go, they cannot stay in that region because it closes. There is so much snowfall because it is located at the top of Mussoorie range. Means you all are striving for Middle Himalayas here. Getting it? Moksha. So Himalayas will give you moksha. So that Middle Himalayas. And इसके ऊपर क्या है? Trans Himalayas. Mansarovar, China. So this is the map of India. Karakoram, Ladakh, Zaskar, Pir Panjal and Pir Panjal के just नीचे धौलाधार. ठीक है? Fine with this? Shivaliks. Outer Himalayas. Shivaliks. Or the outer Himalayas. Shivaliks or the outer Himalayas. What is the what is the height of the Shivaliks? What is in middle Himalayas का height? Around above 6,000 meters. कोई जरूरत नहीं याद रखने की. What you should remember, the Shivaliks का height, because it is between 600 to 1500 meters. That is even lesser than Western Ghats. Getting it? इसलिए शिवालिक्स में बर्फबारी नहीं होती इतनी, because the height is lesser. You don't have that many hill stations in the Shivaliks, which are Dehradun is much more warmer. They are located between Great Plains and Middle Himalayas. And Middle Himalayas. They are continuous, obviously broken at some points from Indus to Teesta. They more or less continuous from Indus to Teesta. From Indus to Teesta. Next point is what I was explaining you. Dunes. So initially Great Himalayas, then formed the Middle Himalayas, and then came Shivaliks. Because I am quickly revising this, due to the formation of the Shivaliks, rivers, not glaciers, rivers were blocked, forming temporary lakes. This land obviously was not very flat. Upar niche was the land. So suppose this was the land in between. So there was large amount of deposits and depressions में पानी भर गया. And this was large amount of deposits. After the water went away, deposits remained at the place, and उस deposits को हम कहते हैं dunes. And जो पानी रह गया, lakes बन के उसको हम कहते हैं ताल. ताल means talab, lakes. So as a result of this, dunes and tals were formed. So dunes first. Dunes. These are fertile. This is a fertile. These are fertile plains. These are fertile plains located between the Middle Himalayas and Shivaliks. Located between the Middle Himalayas and Shivaliks. Located between the Middle Himalayas and the Shivaliks. Full stop. During the upliftment of the Shivaliks, many rivers were stopped, forming temporary lakes. These rivers deposited the sediments. At the bottom of the lakes. Obviously, at the bottom of the lakes. Over the period of time, the rivers could cut through the Shivaliks Rivers could cut through the Shivaliks. Rivers could cut through the Shivaliks. And therefore water drained away. Leaving behind fertile alluvial, not fluvio-glacial, directly alluvial soils known as dunes in the western part of India. In west, dunes in the west, and duars in the east. West Bengal में दुआर, dunes and दुआर नाम सिर्फ अलग है. Understood the mechanism, everyone? Fine. अब क्यों है हम कहते हैं this is a very fertile soil? Because Dehradun is famous for what? Dehradun is famous for what? It is the place where basmati rice originated. So remember, that is why fertile. Basmati rice, again I say, I have repeated, it did not originate in Punjab. It did not originate in Haryana. It originated in Dehradun. Basmati rice. So dunes are famous for basmati rice, and duars, you already know. Why are they famous? For tea. Assam and West Bengal is famous for tea. Duars are famous for tea, Assam and West Bengal. Darjeeling is what? Duar. Darjeeling tea. Next point. Some of the water remained in the depressions. Forming lakes known as tals. Example, anyone has gone to Nainital? So you find a lake there? Nainital, Bhimtal, etc. Nainital, Bhimtal, etc. Next, in Arunachal, the Shivaliks are known as Dafla, Miri, Abhor, Mishmi. Dafla, Miri, Abhor, Mishmi. These are what? Shivaliks in Arunachal. Dafla, Miri, Abhor and Mishmi are Shivaliks in Arunachal. Open the Northeast India ka map. So we have already done Patkai, Naga, Manipur, Mizo. क्या है ये? Shivaliks या Eastern Himalayas? These are Eastern Himalayas. आज ही याद कर लो. These are Eastern Himalayas. You will see Dafla, Miri, Abhor and Mishmi in Arunachal. मिला? Physical map में देखना. Physical, not in political. You will see here Dafla, उसके just ऊपर Miri, उसके ऊपर Abhor and उसके ऊपर Mishmi. कभी कभी यूपीएससी डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन पूछती है डाफला, मीरी, अबोर एंड मिश्मी आर व्हाट? मिडल हिमालयस, आउटर हिमालयस, ग्रेट हिमालयस. सो आंसर इज शिवालिक्स. Outer Himalayas. Dafla, Miri, Abhor and Mishmi are Shivaliks. Why they have these names? Because of the tribes staying in that region. So Dafla, Miri, Abhor and Mishmi. Fine. So 2 साल पहले का क्वेश्चन देखना. Which of the following is not a part of the Himalayas? Dafla, Abhor, Barel, नो, डाफला, अबोर, मिकिर एंड नागा. मिकिर क्या है? Peninsular plateau. We'll do that while Peninsular. Garo Khasi Jayantaka is what is the Mikir ranges. Understanding? Dafla, Miri, Abur, Mishmi. Again, बहुत आसान है याद रखना. See, Indian geography is very factual, but you have to remember with the help of shortcuts. What is the shortcut here? South से north. DM, AM. So when you become a DM, you will have to get up at 4 AM. So you try to remember this. Or to become a DM, you have to get up now at 4 AM. So DM, AM. Getting this? Tafla, Miri, Abor, Mishmi. नीचे से ऊपर. DM, AM, Shivaliks. फिर ये है Eastern Himalayas. Fine with this? So we'll continue tomorrow. Thank you. Revise these parts again. कल हम अरुणाचल का, we'll take a state of Arunachal and we'll study the first, the state.